Boom! We are live, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. It is, of course, your boy, Nolan Hawkeye Anthony here. And I thank you all for being here, wherever you may be. And of course, however you may be listening. Massive news today. You guys have been waiting a few hours for my reaction, and it is finally here. We're here, folks. The Iowa Hawkeyes landed a commitment from in-state offensive tackle Kadyn Proctor. Folks, no matter how you describe this, this is a massive commitment. We're going to dive into every angle with this, every angle surrounding this. We're really going to get into it, and I am excited. I got the good blazer out just for you guys, just for this, so we could really dive into this, and we will. But before we get into any of that, I want to ask you guys to consider hitting that subscribe button. Help your boy out. Help me reach 1,000 subs. This channel has grown tremendously in the past year. I am so optimistic about the direction of this channel and the growth. I didn't expect it to grow this quickly, and so I'm super pumped. Help a fellow Hawk fan get to 1,000 subs. At the very least, like, comment, share. I will put the PayPal and Cash App link in the description if you want to help your boy's coffee habit out and give a little donation. Also, I did just start a Discord server. I started a Discord channel, server, whatever you want to call it. That link will be in the description if you want to join that for some Hawkeye discussions. And without further ado, let's get into this. So here we go, guys. This is an article that was written by national recruiting analyst. You know, your boy has been telling you for a while that Iowa was in the lead, more or less, and that I felt confident about Iowa's ability to snatch this commitment. Everything was looking really, really good. But I also didn't want to completely get you guys overly invested in this to where if it didn't happen, you know, you'd be super sad. But in the end, it happened. And as I said, I was super optimistic about this from the get-go. I'm very happy that I was. And this guy is just, he looks even better in an Iowa Hawkeye uniform than I expected. Folks, you have to admit that the Iowa Hawkeye uniform is one of the cleanest uniforms in the country. It is so fresh, so clean. The black and gold is just gorgeous. It's beautiful. And Kadyn Proctor looked like a beast in that uni. Here we go. The nation's top offensive tackle recruit, Kadyn Proctor, is staying home to play for the Iowa Hawkeyes. The Pleasant Hill Southeast Polk Star originally released an official visit schedule with Iowa noticeably absent from the list. If you guys remember, I told you not to be overly concerned about that. Iowa had received multiple visits from Kadyn. They were in great shape with him. He mainly made his scheduled visits around schools that he hadn't been to, and he was using the official visit as a way to see that school and just have a trip, which I totally understand. And he was in a good place with Iowa, so he didn't feel that they absolutely needed to be on the official visit schedule. It didn't mean that he was more serious about the schools that he did have official visits scheduled. It's just he hadn't been there, and he had been to Iowa many, many times, and he ultimately felt good about where he was at with the Hawkeyes. By the end of it, he ended up trimming it down to just Iowa and Alabama and getting a little bit more serious about speeding up the process, and the rest is history. Proctor then apparently had a change of heart, canceled 3 of his remaining visits, and announced a final 2 of Alabama and Iowa. Proctor took his official visit to Iowa this past weekend, where he met up with former high school teammate Xavier Wampa, and made the decision to stay home and represent his home state. You know, I want to mention this really quickly, and I've been saying this for years, but if you look at what Iowa has, if I was a football recruit, I was water polo recruit, Division I water polo athlete, but not a football recruit. But I did see two of my teammates, Jalen Cope Fitzpatrick, who you can look up, and Jake Rodriguez, who committed to Oregon. Jalen Cope Fitzpatrick committed to Oregon. I watched them go through the process themselves. And I always remember thinking to myself, shoot, if Iowa can do this with a 2, 3, or even low 4-star recruit, think what they could get out of a 5-star. And if I was a 5-star and I wanted almost guaranteed immediate playing time or some version of that, and I wanted to be developed at a school who does great things with 2- and 3-star guys, let's go to Iowa. If they do that with that, imagine what they will do with me. Anyways, look at the recruiting profile. 6'8", 335 pounds, 5-star status, 14th in the country. There it is right there. What the Hawkeyes are getting. Kadyn Proctor is a physical and athletic specimen. I agree. With first-round draft pick potential written all over him, he is a dominant force on the edge who is capable of overpowering defensive linemen in the run game and athletic enough to fend off the most dangerous pass rushers in the drop back game. Along with his physical and athletic gifts, Proctor has recently begun to show signs of developing that killer instinct, which he will need to maximize his potential and be a dominant offensive lineman in the Big Ten. The sky is the limit in terms of potential, and Proctor is one of few offensive linemen in the nation who could have literally chosen whichever school he wanted in the end. Iowa football is adding a potential difference maker with limitless upside to an already impressive offensive front. Proctor becomes the newest, highest ranked recruit in Iowa football history, besting that of his former teammate and current Iowa safety, Xavier Wampa. Now, I thought that the highest rated guy was AJ Epinesa. AJ Epinesa was a pretty well-rounded 5-star guy, but I could be wrong. Let's look at his offer sheet, guys, shall we? Iowa, Alabama, Arizona. I mean, usually I show this as a way to hype up the commitment of an Iowa prospect that, to show, hey, they got this offer, and this offer, great offer. Iowa's getting a good one. But with Kadyn Proctor, it's like, duh, of course he had offers from everybody. Arizona, Arizona State, Arkansas, Auburn, Florida State, Georgia Tech, Houston, Kansas State, LSU, Louisville, Miami, Michigan State, Minnesota, Ole Miss, Mississippi State, Missouri, North Carolina, Notre Dame, Ohio State. You name it, he had an offer. Oklahoma State, Oregon, Penn State, Tennessee, Texas. I mean, you name it, this guy had an offer from that school. Absolutely impressive. As you guys can hear, the national ranking of this class has skyrocketed to 15th. Skyrocketing is probably too strong of a word. Iowa was already top 25, according to most sites. This class is really developing into a good one, guys. I love this class. I really, really do. I'm loving this class. 247 Sports has Kadyn ranked as the 7th best player in the country. They have him as a 4-star, of course, when he becomes a senior, and 247 Sports has more prospects graded and stuff like that. He will become a 5-star. They have him as the number 1 offensive tackle and the number 1 player in the state of Iowa. The composite ranking is 10th in the country, 5-star, and the 2nd best offensive tackle in the country. Let's see who's number 1. Francis Maiagoa. On three consensus, on three recruiting has Kadyn Proctor number one. You know what? Let's pull that up right now. Let's pull that up so we can see all the rank. So here we go, guys. This is all of the rankings that On Three uses as their composite. On Three has him as the fourth best offensive tackle in the country and graded at a 96. 247 Sports has him as the number one O tackle, graded as a 97. ESPN has him as the number two offensive tackle and graded as a 5-star 90 prospect. And Rivals has him as a 5-star 6.1 number one offensive tackle in the country. Let's check this video out real quick of Kadyn working out. Look at that guy's frame. That is incredible. And the guy he's standing next to is a big guy also. And Kadyn, I wouldn't say dwarfs him, but it just shows how freaking monstrous Kadyn is. And look at the body control of this 6'8", 300+ pound offensive lineman. That's really the difference maker right here, is not even the size, but it's how he moves at his size. What I like about Kadyn is he plays multiple sports. Oh my gosh. I am astounded by how he's moving at 6'8", 300 pounds. That's what a 5-star prospect looks like, guys. Okay. It really is. That is absolutely what a 5-star looks like. So I have the highlights playing in the background. I mean, I've seen everything I need to see from Kadyn. What I like about Kadyn and, what I like about Iowa and what they do is they recruit athletes. Kadyn is not just a good football player. He's an athlete. I've said many times that if you have a kid who plays sports, have him play multiple sports, not one, multiple. Kadyn plays basketball. I'm not sure if he wrestles, but he obviously plays football. He does track and field. At the very least, he does 3 sports. Okay. That's big time. And, I've said that there's an argument to be made about a football player playing basketball and a football player wrestling. I mean, both of them are excellent secondary sports to play. Anyways, I digress. I love that. It, to me, shows that Kadyn just loves to compete. That's the main thing that a guy who plays multiple sports shows, is he likes to compete. And that's the biggest thing that I look for in a guy, is his willingness to compete. A guy who plays one sport might be willing to compete, but to me, that kind of shows that he's pigeonholed in that sport, and he might just be playing it because he's forced to play it. He might be playing it because he's 6'7" or he's 6'6". I met a lot of basketball players like that who only played because they were 6'5". Okay. And a guy who plays multiple sports likes to compete. He likes to be athletic. He likes to play. In other words, what I'm saying is being an athlete is ingrained in him. And that's important. That's important. What does this commitment mean? Let's transition to that. Well, listen, it's not every day landing a 5-star prospect. I would say that Iowa has been doing a lot better recently. They landed AJ Epinesa in 2017, Xavier Wanpa last year, and now Kadyn Proctor. I would say that Iowa is doing a lot better recruiting in general, but more specifically, they're doing excellent locking down the top talent in the state of Iowa. Unfortunately, Iowa State is a thorn in Iowa's side, but Iowa has done a great job of securing and locking down the state of Iowa. The other thing that I want to point out is the massive upgrade in talent in the state of Iowa. I've often said that the state of Iowa will never be Ohio or Michigan or heck, even Illinois, but it's close. The state of Iowa is starting to become like the 4th or 5th best state for recruiting in the Big Ten. I would say Ohio and Michigan, and I would say Ohio and Michigan and Pennsylvania are the top three. Illinois is a close fourth. And I would say Iowa is right there next to Indiana, Wisconsin. I would say right now, Iowa is probably the fourth or fifth best, or excuse me. Yeah, the fourth. Hold on. Yeah, fourth or fifth best. Hold on. I had Ohio, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Illinois. So fifth best recruiting state in the Big Ten, which they used to not always be. And at the very least, the state of Iowa is producing a lot of talent comparatively to the population that is within the state. And that's important to note. And to me, that shows that Kirk Ferentz and Hayden Fry are having massive consequence or results from being the University of Iowa head coach, because guys who played under Hayden Fry and Kirk Ferentz are now returning to the state of Iowa and giving back to the state of Iowa, and it is paying dividends. It's paying dividends. The other massive thing is just, Iowa having another top 30 class. I think this class might be top 25. So, we will, we'll see. I think it'll be top 25. And so Iowa has been doing a much better job locking down the state. I want to show you guys what I mean here. Again, Iowa State has been a thorn in Iowa's side for some of the recruits and specifically at some of the positions. But Iowa in back-to-back years has landed the top in-state player. It might even be the third year in a row that Iowa has done that. Let me take a look here. Let's see. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. I would not be surprised if that is the case. So the second and third best player in the state in 2021 and the top player in the state in 2023. Okay. That's big time. Let's backtrack here. You have Iowa landing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the top 7 of the top 15 players. With a chance to land 8 with Asa Newsom, who I think they are in excellent position for. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They have a chance to land 6 of the top 10 in-state players. And last but not least, Iowa gets a first-year ready guy in Kadyn Proctor. Does that mean that we should expect Kadyn Proctor to be ready to go year one? No. But theoretically, that's the case. I think Kadyn Proctor will physically be ready to go right away. But I think a lot of fans need to understand that the mental aspect of being ready at the Division I level is far greater than they could ever realize. It is very difficult. And I think that will take some time. But one thing that Kadyn Proctor has going for him is his teammate, Xavier Wampa, is there to guide him and let him know kind of his thoughts and help develop him in his first year. But as far as the physicalness goes, Kadyn Proctor will be ready to go. I don't think he starts day one. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't start his first year as a freshman. But I also wouldn't be surprised if he did. I mean, the guy is stupid talented. So time will tell. All I know is this, is that Iowa will make him into a first or second round talent. That I can promise you. And it's important for Iowa to do so because Iowa needs to be able to use Kadyn Proctor and Xavier Wampa and point to them and say, see, these top in-state guys chose to come to us, and this is what we did with them. That's important to be able to say. That's very important to be able to say. All right, guys, that is going to do it for me. Excellent, amazing news as an Iowa Hawkeye fan. Kadyn, if you want to come on the podcast, let me know. You'll have access to many, many Iowa Hawkeye fans immediately. I am super stoked about this. Iowa really got a good one, and I think it's a great story when an in-state guy chooses to stay in state. This is massive. Be sure to give your boy a sub on the channel because, well, subscribing makes you feel real good. Help me get to 1,000 subs. We're so close. At the very least, like, comment, share. You know the drill. I'll put the PayPal and Cash App link in the description. Join the Discord. And last but not least, DBAP, don't be a pussy willow in facts or feelings, because your feelings just don't matter. Love you guys. See you guys next time. Go Hawks. Bye-bye.